And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and coffee stream episode 402. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday. It is kind of nice outside, sort of, kind of. It's been a weird kind of weather day. The weather has not figured out that it's May yet. It's back to March weather. In May, it's kind of strange. We've got we had March weather or May weather in March, and then now we're having March weather in May. It's fantastic. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a great time. Good day. Getting ready for the weekend. It's been a good weekend or a good week for me today or this week. Sorry. Just putting this out on Twitter. Oops. There we go. Okay, so we have some news and a video, and we have lots of things to talk about. It's gonna be good. So I do also have some an announcement. I'm just trying to get back to the. There we go. So I do actually have an announcement. Hey, Alexander Ramsden, I'm doing all right. So I'm gonna be moving the Beat the Blind Girl streams back over to Twitch, just because I find that they're breaking up the continuity of the YouTube channel, because the YouTube channel is more commentary than gaming. So I'm gonna put the gaming stuff back over on Twitch. The link to that is now in the link tree at the very top of the link tree. It's labeled Blind Press on Twitch. So if you click that and follow me, I'm at 31 followers. So if we can get me up to 50, that would be awesome. And I'm planning, if I can get the dishes done in a quick enough time, then I will be doing a gaming stream today. I wasn't able to do one yesterday because I had my oldest son home all day. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the news portion of the stream, which is, actually, you know what? No, we'll do the video first. Actually, no. We're gonna wait for more people. I have a plan. I promise. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I promise. Let's get into live chat, not top chat. There we go. Okay. So we're going to get into my DMs. And let's read the news article that I found just a few minutes ago. Then we'll go through some of the stuff that Pinkalo sent me, and then we will watch the Pierre Poilievre video. So we're gonna read this article that I found just a little bit ago. I also changed the voice on my computer to the Siri female voice. I find she's a bit more clear, and I'm hoping that you guys will find that as well. Just go with the flow, it's fine. Thank you. Hello, Mr. Yes. Welcome to the stream. Okay. So yeah, I'm hoping that the voice that I picked will be a bit clearer for everybody. Let's put this closer to the speaker. Move this pop filter. There we go. Where's the headline here? So this says, so there's an Ontario health official that says that she will be surprised if lockdown restrictions end by end of May. So this is a... No, I'm not signing up. Go away. Okay, here we go.
When will the lock...
That's too loud.
Save this article. But when will the lockdown end? It's a question to people of Ontario, particularly those who live in regions like Toronto and Peel, where you are currently on a text element. Link. Harsh COVID-19 restrictions have been in place for nearly half a year.
Yeah, Toronto's been locked down since November. It's insane.
Link. Period. Unfortunately, the people in charge of such things can't give us a solid answer yet. It all depends on... Link. How this third wave plays out. You are...
Of course it does. Of course it does. Because, you know, the lockdowns worked so well that we need to just keep doing them over and over again. And not having actual plans in place. Just playing it by ear. That's really helpful.
And how far the province sees daily case numbers and ICU admissions fall by the time our... Link. Current stay-at-home order expires on May 20th.
Yeah,
you are currently...
We've got... It's May 7th today, so we've got about 2 more weeks of this. For now, unless it's extended.
Although today's numbers are up compared to the previous 2 days, we are seeing some early signs of improvement, said Ontario's Associate Medical Officer of Health Dr. Poilievre during a news conference Thursday afternoon. The public health measures are having some effect, as is the continued vaccination rollout. You are currently on it.
I have a feeling that it's more the common sense measures that are taking effect, because there are a lot of people that are not staying inside. Like, when I'm at the park with the kids, there are tons of people at the park, and most of them are not wearing masks because we're outside, right? Most people... They said this lockdown was to get people vaccinated, then ran out of vaccine. You're exactly right, Eluan. You're exactly right. That is exactly what happened.
But they're not yet having enough of an effect in Yap's opinion to alleviate. Link. The strain on Ontario hospitals in a significant way. Twitter tweet.
Of course you're not. You think that.
As of Thursday morning, the province was reporting. Link. 3,424 new cases of the coronavirus, up from the previous 2 days, both of which saw numbers fall below the 3,000 mark.
Oh my goodness.
That said, the rolling weekly daily new case average is now trending downward, and province-wide positivity rates have dropped from 7.6% to 6.8% over the past 7 days.
That's a pretty significant drop. That's almost 2%. From nearly 8% to almost 5%. That's or almost 6%. That is a almost 2% drop. That's a pretty significant drop.
A total of 1,964 people were in hospital due to the coronavirus, according to Link. The Ontario Ministry of Health's latest update. Chrome has new window. Of those patients, 877 are in the ICU and 600 are on ventilators as a result of contracting COVID-19. You are currently on it. While we have seen some improvement, it wasn't very long ago that we were seeing daily numbers in the 4,000s, and while we are seeing some reduction in the number of people in hospital and ICU, those numbers are still far too high.
Well, okay, but you have to give it a chance to go down. You can't, it's not going to happen overnight, but you cannot lock everybody in their houses, especially right now. We need exercise. We need outdoor exposure to sunlight and fresh air. That will be better for us than keeping us locked inside and sedentary.
Link. said Yaf. On Thursday. When asked during the press conference if we could expect any restrictions to lift in the coming weeks, the top doctor said that there are active discussions around what to do in terms of what are the thresholds that should be considered for any loosening of restrictions, and we don't know yet. But, continued Jaffe, I would say, given that the number of cases is so high still, the number of hospitalizations, and ICU overload, and so on, I would be surprised if things open up at the end of May.
Yeah. Honestly, so would I, but they're locking down the wrong things. That's the problem. They're locking down the wrong things, and they're hurting they're hurting small businesses most of all.
Certainly we don't want to open up prematurely and end up with a fourth wave. That is the last thing we need.
How can you have a fourth wave if we're vaccinating everybody? Oh my god.
Lead photo by.
Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Anyway, let's calm down before we have a conniption fit. Now let's jump over to some of the stuff that Pinkalo has for us. We'll go back here and we'll go over to the DMs with Pinkalo. Okay. So frustrating. I already knew that schools were going to be locked down until the end of June. Like I knew when they told us that the kids were going back for quote indefinitely. I was like, yeah, they're not going back till next year. Like I knew. And then our school boards started reaching out to us asking if we wanted or asking us to indicate whether our children would be attending remotely or attending in person in the next school year. So they basically confirmed with that letter that there was no return to school this year. It's crazy. So let's see. Get over to the share button. Chrome tab. Share audio. Okay, let's read this story. Leader of world's largest vaccine manufacturer flees India after threats from the rich and powerful. Threats is an understatement, says the headline or sub-headline, sorry. This is published yesterday. This is the photo of the person that the story is talking about. Here we go. Let's read.
The CEO of the Serum Institute in India, the world's largest vaccine manufacturers, has fled India, claiming he and his family had been threatened by some of the most powerful people in the country. You are currently on...
Interesting. I wonder why.
In an interview with the Times of London. You are... Link. Published. On Saturday, May 1st, Adar Poonawala Al-Asadi flew to London after enduring phone calls from chief ministers of Indian states, business leaders, and others demanding that they receive the vaccine first. Chrome has new...
Wow. I did not get a chance to pre-read this story. That is wow. So state leaders and like rich business people were calling and demanding they receive their shots first. Wow. That's just amazing.
Heading level 2. Advertisement. Threats is an understatement, Poonawala said. The level of expectation and aggression is really unprecedented. You are currently on it.
That's terrifying.
The Serum Institute has been producing over 600 million doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine month, supplied around the world. It is also responsible for supplying 90% of India's vaccines, as the second COVID-19 wave ravages the country, killing up to 4,000 people a day.
Yeah, it's really bad over in India right now. I heard um I heard that there was going to be a water shortage. I think I read somewhere there might be a water shortage going on now for hospitals.
It's overwhelming. Everyone feels they should get the vaccine. They can't understand why anyone else should get it before them, he said. They are saying if you don't give us the vaccine, it's not going to be good. It's not foul language. It's the tone. It's the implication of what they might do if I don't comply. You are.
That's wow. If I don't get the vaccine, it's not good. That you wouldn't want something to happen to you if I didn't get this vaccine, would you? Like that's ugh. That's ugh. I don't like that at all. That's very disturbing. Very disturbing.
Story continues below. The situation, at a point, had gotten so bad that several people had surrounded Poilievre's company multiple times and accused him of profiting from the COVID-19 vaccines, he said. You.
Everyone has lost their goddamn minds. Like, I swear to God, the whole world is losing their mind.
In April, the Institute put a link price tag. You are on the supply of domestic vaccine Covishield, charging private hospitals 600 rupees, 9 Canadian dollars 0.94 per vaccine dose supply, and government and state hospitals are 400 per dose supply, 6 Canadian dollars 0.63. Chrome has new window.
So the hospitals, not the people, the hospitals have to pay that per dosage. They're not charging the individual receiving the dose. They're charging the hospital. This is crazy. Hello. They have an oxygen shortage too. They are literally forcing businesses to turn over oxygen canisters. Oh, I didn't know. That's crazy. Welcome everybody. Thank you for trickling on in. I'm glad to see you all coming in. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Yes, don't forget to share the stream.
Everything falls on my shoulders, but I can't do it alone. I don't want to be in a situation where you are just trying to do your job, and just because you can't supply the needs of X, Y, or Z, you really don't want to guess what they are going to do. Poilievre told the Times.
That's true. Like he's trying to do is develop a vaccine and get it out to the people that need it. And he got these insane powerful rich people insisting that they get their jab first. Hey Gunny, you're on your lunch break. Welcome, welcome.
He told the outlet that he planned to stay in London for an extended period of time, but hours after the interview was published, tweeted that he would return in a few days. You are currently Twitter. Frame 1. End of. Twitter. Story continues below. The pharmaceutical company plans to begin production of the vaccines in London in the coming days, according to Poilievre.
Okay. So they're opening up some more production sites in London. That's good.
There's going to be an announcement in the next few days, he said. Twitter. Group. Frame 3. End of. Twitter. Story continues. Link. List 4 items. Link view on National Post.
That's it. Okay. So yeah, that is and this is a very real worry that seems to be happening here. Like with people demanding that they get seen first because they hold the money and the power. It's very, very scary because the way that our society seems to be run right now is that the more power you hold, whether it be political or wealth or uh, uh, business, something like that, that seems to dictate what you're entitled to. And it's really, really disturbing. Because it wasn't that long ago when that was a bad thing. And apparently now it's not. I'm not entirely sure why. But it seems to be okay to just beat people over the head with your money, your politics, your ideology, your identity, and it's not even your identity that, like, when I say your identity, these people beat you over the head with characteristics they have no goddamn control over. And they act like they do. It's they don't you know take personality traits that they have control over to work on and talk about those. No, they beat you over the head with their gender, their race, their all this craziness. And it's just, I don't understand why this mindset is okay now and why it's enjoyable for people that partake in it. I don't understand what kind of rush you can get out of acting like the characteristics you can't control are the only things that determine who you are, and that you are having fun wielding that like a cudgel over other people. And it's the same with politics. It's the same with finances. It's the same with being successful in business. It's it healthy competition is gone by the wayside, and it's now just become, how much more brutal can I be than my opponent? And it's just sad. It's it's very, very sad. Anyway, let's move on. So we have a new story to read about Pfizer. So we went from reading about the leader of the manufacturer producing the AstraZeneca vaccine. Now we're going to read about the Pfizer vaccine for a bit. Let's see here. Where's that share button? Here it is. All right. Okay. So, this story, Pfizer slash BioNTech seek proof of full FDA approval for COVID-19 vaccine. So let's see here. Where is the actual head of the article? Here we go. Found it. All right.
Pfizer's mRNA two-shot vaccine is currently being used in the U.S. under emergency use authorization, EUA, from the FDA. The companies say 170 million doses of the vaccine have been distributed across the U.S. to date.
That's a very good
link,
number.
Image. Link. We are proud of the tremendous progress we've made since December in delivering vaccines to millions of Americans. In collaboration with the U.S. government, Albert Bourla, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Pfizer, said in a statement, "We look."
Oops.
Link.
Sorry.
We are proud of the tremendous progress we've made since December in delivering vaccines to millions of Americans. In collaboration with the U.S. government, Albert Bourla, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Pfizer, said in a statement, We look forward to working with the FDA to complete this rolling submission and support their review, with the goal of securing full regulatory approval of the vaccine in the coming months.
I think Pfizer is probably the most likely to get that approval.
To apply for full FDA approval, Pfizer/BioNTech submitted a biologics license application, known as a BLA. The FDA requires vaccine manufacturers submit data on manufacturing processes, facilities, and additional information that demonstrates that the vaccine can be produced reliably and consistently. They are also required to submit all preclinical and clinical trial data.
Okay.
Link, image. Link. Pfizer/BioNTech will submit that information to the FDA over the next few weeks on a rolling basis. Once all the required information is submitted, a goal date will be set for a decision by the FDA. Pfizer/BioNTech has requested. Link. Priority review. Which asks the FDA to take action within 6 months, compared to the 10 months designated under standard review. Chrome has new...
Okay. So, yeah, I think that Pfizer will probably get that approval. It seems like, and now I don't want to say this because I'm not a medical professional. Oh, excuse me. But it seems like the Pfizer shot seems to have the least amount of side effects. Blah, blah, blah. That's right. What was I saying? It's the entitled Karen mentality. Whoever screams loudest wins. Yep, you're right, Eleven. What was I gonna say? So yeah, I think that Pfizer will probably get this approval pretty quickly. And I think that it will probably get approved up here fully once the FDA in the States does it.
The application to the FDA is only intended for adults 16 and older. Pfizer/BioNTech is simultaneously applying to expand its EUA to include children ages 12 to 15. The companies then plan to submit an additional BLA to cover this younger age group once the essential data has been collected 6 months after administering second doses.
An additional blah. I think voiceover meant BLA, but it's funnier that it's saying blah. I must apply for my blah. I swear to God, sometimes I'm a child and things like that just make me laugh. Okay.
Heading level 3. EUA versus approval. The vaccine, named BNT162b2, was the first COVID-19 vaccine to be awarded FDA emergency use authorization in December. Emergency use authorization is what its name suggests, a medical product, such as a vaccine, that gets special FDA authorization to be used during an emergency. For an EUA to be issued for a vaccine, the FDA says there must be adequate manufacturing information to ensure quality and consistency, and the known and potential benefits of the vaccine must outweigh its known and potential risks. You are currently on...
All right.
Due to the seriousness of the pandemic, vaccine makers originally applied for EUAs because the authorization process takes less time than what would be required for full approval. As a condition of the EUA, the companies were expected to work toward full approval from the FDA.
That makes sense.
Progressing from authorization to approval could have an impact on vaccine mandates, as some organizations and schools have said they intend to require vaccination against COVID-19, but only once a vaccine is approved by the FDA. It could also have an impact on vaccine hesitancy. Link. Kaiser Family Foundation survey, Chrome. Released this week says about 15% of American adults say they'll wait and see to get a COVID-19 vaccine, and some cite the lack of full approval as a reason to delay.
Yeah. That's a fair reason. Well then, Gunny, I hope everyone who gets it becomes unable to have kids. That's a little harsh.
Clinical trials and recently published real-world data show the vaccine is up to 95% effective at preventing infection, severe illness, and hospitalization. Pfizer/BioNTech reported last month that trial results show the vaccine remains more than 91% effective against disease with any symptoms for 6 months. Recent research suggests the vaccine is effective against some worrying virus variants, and Pfizer/BioNTech is currently testing booster and variant-specific vaccines.
Okay.
CNN's Jacqueline Howard contributed to this report. You are currently on a text element inside of web content.
That's that story. So like I said, I think Pfizer is probably going to be the first to get that approval. Yeah. Um, let's see what's the next story from Monsieur Pincalo. Ah, yes. So if you're a Canadian or living in India, you don't get to have Prime Day for a while. Let's see here. Take a gander at this story. All right. Here we go. There is a big truck outside my window making lots of banging noises. Good thing my window is shut. Okay. Amazon postpones Prime Day sale in Canada and India because of COVID-19 concerns. Less than 3% of the Canadian population is fully vaccinated, and COVID-19 cases are growing. And this is from Bloomberg News. So let's see here. Let's take a listen.
Amazon is pausing plans for its annual sale Prime Day in Canada and India due to concerns about COVID-19, the company confirmed on Thursday. The pause won't affect Prime Day in the US, which is scheduled for an undisclosed day in June, according to an email reviewed by Bloomberg. You are currently on a text.
So why is Prime Day? Why? Because you have to bring boxes to people and leave them on their porches? I'm confused.
Based on the increasing impact of COVID-19 in Canada and the importance we place on protecting the health and safety of our employees and customers, we will pause plans for Prime Day 2021 in Canada, said the email. Sent to Amazon sellers Thursday. The Seattle-based company, in an email, confirmed Prime Day would also be postponed in India, which was reported earlier by CNBC.
So, okay. In places like Ontario, we are not allowed to buy a lot of things in stores. So, we have to go to places like Amazon. Okay? Now, a lot of us were probably looking forward to Prime Day so we wouldn't have to spend as much money on the things that we fucking need to buy that we can't fucking buy in person. Thank you very much, Amazon. Thank you very much. It's more along the lines of they have to have the extra staff on hand in the Amazon facility. Okay, that I understand. Like in the warehouses and stuff, picking the orders, that I get. Um, it's just kind of a catch-22 situation.
Heading level 2. Distress scale. Advertisement. COVID-19 cases have risen in Canada in recent months amid a slower than expected rollout of vaccinations. Less than 3% of the population is fully vaccinated, according to the Bloomberg Vaccine Tracker, and Ontario, the largest province, has been under an emergency stay-at-home order for weeks. India, which is suffering severe shortages of medical equipment, on Thursday reported 412,262 new virus cases and 3,980 deaths, both daily records. Amazon had to postpone its annual sale worldwide last year due to the pandemic. The event is a way to drum up sales during the summer and attract and retain new Prime subscribers, who pay monthly or annual fees for delivery discounts and other services like video streaming. You are currently on link. Story continues below. Link. List 4 items.
Is
Share
there
on
any,
Twitter.
is
Button
there
4
any
of 5.
more? Is there any more?
Heading level 2. Frame 1.
No, there's not. Okay. But, okay, so yeah, it's not like they're not going to send stuff out to Canadian customers. It's just sucky that the Prime Day sale doesn't happen for Canadians this year. It's a bigger retail scam than freaking Black Friday. You know what? You're not wrong, honey. Uh, Prime Day is just a gimmick anyway. You literally have to be at your computer right at midnight to take advantage of Prime Day sales. Yeah, that's also true. That's true. Very true. Um, let's see here. What is next? What is next? What on earth is next in this DM string? Do 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 do. Oh, RT. I haven't read something from Russia today in a while. Oh yeah, we talked about Black Hammer on Minions last night. This will be good. Okay. Yeah. We talked about the Black Hammer thing um on Minions for almost the whole time I was there. Let's see. Where is it? Share button. Share button. Why are you not talking, voiceover? Oh man, my frickin'. So I'm weaning off a med and I'm getting random dizzy spells. So yesterday I had one of these random dizzy spells and I happened to fall and well, not fall, but kind of like stumble and smack right here my temple against the corner of the freaking wall. And it didn't at the time feel like much to complain about, but this morning it really fucking hurts. Let's see. Hello, Scribbles! Black Hammer, not to be confused with Black Adder. Yes. Hello, Scribbles. Welcome. Let's see. Yeah, it does hurt. It really freaking it's not fun. I was trying to eat my breakfast this morning and it's like, ow. Every time I was chewing, I was like, "Hi, Temple. How are you?" And it's really really frustrating. And then I realized that I don't have a sponge with which I can use to clean the bathroom. So I'm a little annoyed about that. Okay, so let's read this story. Jonestown 2.0 Racism Edition. Radical anti Semites crowdfund $65,000 for doomed city in Colorado mountains. And you'll never guess who the head or one of the heads of this wonderful town or this wonderful thing is. It's our wonderful friend Ghazi Kodo.
A band of anti-colonial and racist activists have liberated land high in the Colorado mountains to build a utopian city for minorities. Commenters are expecting a rerun of the Jonestown cult, but with more anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
Openly communist, overtly anti-white, and proudly anti-Semitic, the Black Hammer organization isn't afraid of a fight. The group's Twitter account fires off hourly invectives against the Cave Twitter group.
Oops.
Openly communist, overtly anti-white, and proudly anti-Semitic, the Black Hammer organization isn't afraid of a fight. The group's Twitter account fires off hourly invectives against the Cave Beast white race it sees as colonizers, and against the Jewish people it accuses of funding the pig departments and prison systems that mass incarcerate and kill us every day. Bizarrely, the group has taken a fix on Anne Frank, calling the Holocaust victim a bleach demon, whose death, to them overshadowed the suffering of colonized people worldwide.
Jesus Christ! A bleached demon? What the fuck? Bathroom cleanliness is hygienic and therefore evil anyway, BP. Let's see. The funniest responses to this are coming from Colorado farmers. They're saying they only have a 2 or 3 month growing season, or 2 or 3 year growing season, because they're on a 10,000 foot high mountain. Yeah, yeah. It's and the soil that they picked. A lot of the Colorado farmers they are saying that the soil that they are that is there is like ridiculously arid. Like the only things that will grow up there is like pine trees and shit.
Twitter. Group. Frame 0. And of. Twitter. Group. Black Hammer members have taken part in rallies and protests across the country, but the scant media reports on their activities don't mention the racism and the apparently pathological fixation on Jews. Instead, they link praise the activist group for holding vigils for coronavirus victims and handing out masks, food, and clothing to their fellow people of color. Chrome has new window. But while they've been pushing link Farcon style racism on Twitter and getting stuck into charity work on the streets, Black Hammer's members have been stockpiling cash. Capital A link GoFundMe campaign organized by the group has pulled in nearly $65,000 since last July. The group wants $500,000 to build a link city of their own. With free healthcare, free rent, and no cops, white people and Jews are presumably not welcome. You are
Okay, so you expect to build a city for $500,000 that is equipped enough to provide free healthcare, free rent, and no police. Enjoy Tent City. Let's see.
On Monday, the group announced that it had successfully liberated 200 acres of land to build our city, adding that their real-life Wakanda would be for colonized people only. Presumably, liberated in this instance means Bob. You are currently Twitter group frame 2 and of Twitter group located somewhere in Colorado. The Hammer City site apparently has rich soil, as well as 1 lake and 3 rivers.
Okay, and this was pointed out on Minions last night. They can't possibly think that they own that lake and those rivers. Like, there are other places in Colorado that those rivers supply water to, and water rights are a thing. You don't just get to buy land and be like, "Hey, look, all this water that runs through my land is all mine." And also, where are you gonna... I hope you have enough money to get enough water filtration kits for you all. Because, fresh water doesn't mean bacteria-free water. Just saying. I'm just saying. This is pretty stupid.
Black Hammer is not the first American group to buy land on which to build a racially exclusive enclave. White nationalists have previously taken advantage of low land prices in states like link Montana and link North Dakota to set up pioneer Little Europe communities, ethnically homogenous settlements of like-minded whites. But while the racists in Montana and North Dakota bought up fertile land, commenters pointed out that the Black Hammer crew might find it hard to build a sustainable city so high in the mountains. May God have mercy on them. 1. Link wrote, for the arid scrubland of one of the most historically inhabitable regions on Earth will not.
Yep.
Twitter. Empty group. Twitter. Empty group. Frame 5. And of. Twitter. You are currently on link. Many commenters foresaw the experiment crashing down before the crops inevitably fail. Some compared it to 2017's Chrome has new link. Fire Festival.
Yes.
A luxury music festival in the Bahamas that promised guests an A-list experience but left them fighting over food in a makeshift tent village.
Yep.
Others predicted that Hammer City would end in a Jonestown style. Link. Tragedy. You are currently period. They're going to end up eating each other by October. 1 commenter. Link. Cheered. You are period. Twitter. Group.
They are going to... This is going to be the Dahmer party on crack. Let them fight it out. Yeah. I'd wall it off and let them not leave. Let them not be allowed to leave or get supplied. I'm with you. I'm with you, Gunny. I'm completely with you.
Frame 9. End of. Twitter. Empty group. Frame 11. End of. Twitter. Frame 13. End of. Twitter. Frame 15. End of. White liberation. You are currently on. End of. White folks may not be welcome in Hammer City, but their dollars certainly are. Black Hammer offers a reparations program for colonizers who want to atone for their apparent sins. Starting at $40 and ranging up to $199, white people can pay for classes and boot camps that the organization says will help them disunite with your people's worldwide acts of genocide and terror. You are currently on
What the fuck? This is such a big scam. Oh my god.
Twitter, group, frame 7 and Dove. Think your friends would be interested? Share this story.
Oh my god. Oh, $40 up to $200, eh? Wow. Wow. No big loss, yeah. You're not wrong, Gunny. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay, one more story from Pincalo, and then we'll watch the Pierre Poilievre video. So, if you guys remember, there was a big massacre it was a shooting in a Nova Scotia town. It was a big mass shooting. We've just passed the 1-year anniversary of it. And the wife of the shooter is being charged with supplying him with ammunition. And she has pled not guilty. So we're going to read that story now. I gotta go. Well, have a great day at work, Gunny. Thanks for stopping by. They can fuck off. Yeah. I think it's funny that they think 500 grand is going to get them a power station or anything. I know. They think they're gonna build an entire city that is able to support free healthcare, free rent, no cops, probably provide them with all the amenities that they all have come to love. Like, someone's gonna be really pissed off that they can't make a TikTok dance when they get up there and there's no cell service. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is just fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Oh man. This is too funny. Alright. Here we go. Okay. So, this headline reads, police have said that Gabriel stop it. Okay. Nova Scotia mass murderer's spouse pleads not guilty to supplying him with ammunition. Police have said that she had no prior knowledge of what Gabriel Wortman would eventually do with the ammunition. And Gabriel Wortman is the name of the man who committed the mass shooting. Let's see. Okay, let's take a listen here.
The spouse of the Nova Scotia spree killer Gabriel Wortman has pleaded not guilty to charges that she supplied ammunition used in the 22 murders and related violence that began in Port-au-Prince, NS, a year ago. A lawyer for Lisa Banfield, 52, entered the plea Wednesday morning by phone appearance in Nova Scotia court before Judge Theodore Tax. You are currently on a text YouTube video group. You are currently on a and of.
How could they even charge her with that?
She is facing 2 charges of unlawfully transferring to Wortman cartridges for 2 kinds of guns in the month leading up to the April 18, 19 killing spree. Police have said she had no prior knowledge of what he would eventually do with the ammunition.
Yeah, like, how can you charge her with supplying him with ammunition for something that she couldn't possibly have known he would do?
A trial was set down for next year, with other pretrial appearances later this year. The court initially suggested a 3-day trial, but Banfield's counsel said 5 days might be more appropriate. You are heading level 2. More on this topic. Link, heading. Next story continues below. There are several matters to be decided before trial, including possibly a voir dire on a charter matter. Crown Prosecutor Shauna McDonald said she had not received notice of a charter matter, but told the judge she believes there is something in the works to that effect. That could mean a challenge to the admissibility of any statements Banfield might have made to police, or to the conduct of police investigating Banfield, who was also a victim of workman's violence.
Yeah, like, she was a victim. Why are they charging her with... This is crazy. Why are they charging her with anything? She was a victim of his insanity. Her and her new partner, because I think they were separated. I think her and Workman were separated, if I'm correct.
Police interview records released since the killings indicate Banfield told police she and Workman began arguing the night of Saturday, April 18th. After celebrating their anniversary, he assaulted her, bound her hands, burned down their cottage, and put her in a truck, from which she escaped. She hid in the woods overnight and was a key source of information about Workman for police in the chaotic early hours of the investigation and response.
Oh, they weren't separated. Okay.
There are also reports that police were told by a neighbor as far back as 2013 that Workman had violently abused Banfield and had a large stash of firearms, and that Banfield was afraid to report this herself because he had threatened to harm her or her family members. Workman was also reportedly the subject of a police bulletin that he posed a danger to police. You are correct.
Okay, again, why are they charging a domestic violence victim with supplying him with ammunition? Like, how was she supposed to be a mind reader? I'm confused.
Story continues below. Police conduct has emerged as a major factor in the ongoing inquiry into the disaster. Nova Scotia's Mass Casualty Commission was set up as a public inquiry under public pressure, replacing the independent panel that was first announced. You are Banfield's brother James Banfield, 64, and her brother-in-law Brian Brewster, 60, are also charged with similar offenses. James Banfield has pleaded not guilty and faces trial next January. You are currently on a tech...
Why are they charged? I am so confused. Why would they, like... Why they would be charging any of them with supplying ammunition and, like, knowingly supplying ammunition to a shooter? Are they supposed to know he's gonna go on a massive rampage?
Lisa Banfield's counsel Wednesday was Jessica Zeta, who said she anticipated being part of the defense team at trial, with colleague James Lockyer. Lockyer is among Canada's best-known criminal lawyers, with long experience representing wrongfully accused and wrongfully convicted people at appeals and retrials. You are currently on a text element.
Well, that's good. At least she's got somebody with experience.
He was a founding director of AIDWIC, the Association in Defense of the Wrongly Convicted, now known as Innocence Canada.
Ah, okay.
Link. View on national list 4 items. Chrome has a window.
That's sad. That they're charging her with that. I'm glad she's got good counsel, though. Because they wanted somebody alive held responsible. Yeah. It's just sad that it has that they're picking her. That's really sad. Okay, let's take a look at the video from Mr. Poilievre, and that will help us with the ending of the stream. Mr. Poilievre's going to tell us what Elon Musk is saying about oil and gas. So this is going to be interesting. So we're going to take a listen to this video. Okay. Where are we here? Here we are. Okay. Don't play. Don't play. I said don't play, damn you. Okay. Let's get this back to the beginning. All right, here we go. Come on, voiceover, turn back on. There we go. All right, now let's get this shared. Do. Man, I hope they fix this voiceover issue in the next update of Mac because it's doubling over itself. And there's like two voiceovers sometimes. It echoes. It's really weird. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. All right, we are ready to watch this video. Here we go. Where's the play button here? Come on. All right, so this is a 5-minute video. So let's take a listen.
My question is for Mr. Fagerheim, the CEO of Whitecap Resources. Mr. Fagerheim, I'm going to read you a quote from Elon Musk, who is, of course, one of the most famous renewable energy and energy transformation entrepreneurs in the world. And he says the following: if there was a button I could press to stop all hydrocarbon usage today, I would not press it.
Wow. I'm actually very surprised.
Reporter: you would not press it? Of course not. Reporter: you would not press it because, he replies, it would cause human civilization to come to a halt. Every hospital would have to close down. It would be ridiculous. It would be irresponsible to press that button. What does need to happen, if we can, is to accelerate the transformation to renewables. That's the sensible thing to do. That seems to be what you are doing, Mr. Fagerheim. You have invested in carbon and capture and storage. You have the biggest carbon sequestration facility deposit in the world. And I understand that you are the head of the only carbon negative petroleum company on planet Earth. In other words, your company takes more greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, or avoids it being pumped into the atmosphere in the first place,
Then it produces.
than you actually emit.
Yeah.
In other words, if your company didn't exist, there would be more greenhouse gas emissions than there are now. Do you agree with Mr. Elon Musk when he says that shutting down oil and gas, as is the policy of the federal government, would...
Yes, that is the policy of the federal government. They want to completely stop the use of carbon and hydrocarbons. It's not. They think that we are going to kill the planet with the use of hydrocarbons.
Bring civilization to a halt if it were to happen without a just and sensible transition, like you are attempting to, through your investments in technology, achieve.
Thanks, Minister Poilievre. And I do appreciate what Elon Musk is attempting to do. It's a fairly draconian statement to talk about shutting down civilization without oil and gas. But what the comment we should be taking from that is that civilization is extremely, extremely linked to hydrocarbon products.
Yes.
We're talking about oil and gas into the future, our livelihoods, whether it's hospitals, any chemical production,
Yeah.
anything that we do at this particular time in society, everyday society, the clothes we wear, all the textiles, they all rely on hydrocarbon products. So we agree on the medical science side, on hospitals closing and the amount of materials that are used, petroleum products. We have to be, this is where I come back to, we need a measured approach. We need a measured approach into the future, which relies on science and technology. So carbon capture, utilization, storage, we're going to transition for an extended period of time. This is not a start and stop exercise.
No.
It should be respected and rewarded. What
Right.
it isn't talked about much, and just to close off on that, is the hydrogen development side that everyone is so excited about. Hydrogen development needs carbon capture as well.
Yep.
Right.
So there is going to be a transition phase that we should be advancing through very practically, logically, and sequentially.
Right. And according to the International Energy Agency, the world will be consuming 100 million barrels of oil 20 years per day, 20 years from now in 2040. And even with the most draconian governmental policies to restrain the use of hydrocarbons, there will be at least 60 million barrels a day of worldwide petroleum consumption. The question is, where do we want that to be produced and how? Do we want it to be produced by the Saudis, Venezuelans, Algerians, and others, and then imported to Canada, which is the policy of this government? Or do we want our own Canadian industry, as exemplified by your company, that employs 700 people and empowers First Nations communities and actually reduces greenhouse gases? Or do we want hostile foreign polluting nations to make our energy for us? Which option should Canadians pick?
Very quickly, as you're out of time.
Of course he is. Of course he is out of time. Of course. I'm shocked. Imagine my shock and awe that he is out of time.
I would say that just get back to the respect that the Canadian energy space has. It should be recognized, celebrated, and brought forward with all and we're worldwide known, not just Whitecap, but the energy sector in Canada is understood to be the most responsibly developed hydrocarbon products anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
And this is why we can't just go crazy and just stop production of oil and gas, like oil refinery gas production, like all this like fossil fuel stuff. It is not, it's organic, as Pinkalo was saying to me this morning, it's organic matter. It's not just, one species or another. It's organic matter. And organic matter, there's a life cycle. The life cycle continues. Things are constantly dying and decomposing and breaking back down into the earth. Like, there is going to be a source of organic matter producing like fuel as long as there's life on this planet. We have the ability to produce our own oil. and supply our own country and probably others. And we should be doing it. But our federal government is so anti oil that they just don't want to consider that, and they're going to further destroy our economy by doing this and insisting that we import our oil. We shouldn't have to import our oil. We should be exporting. We should be one of the countries exporting oil after we've taken care of our own needs. And we have the ability to do so. So yeah, that is my little speech. Duck Dog says Wikipedia snippet, how much did you get off on your bill when CMP switched to Hydro-Quebec? Well, that's the other thing. Quebec and Ontario exports so much of its electric power, its hydroelectric power. Like, we shouldn't have to, like, we have the ability in Canada to be an energy monster, like an energy producing monster, whether it be oil, whether it be electricity, whether it be nuclear. We should be very high up in the world in our energy production. And we're not, because the federal government is following this panic model about climate. So yeah, that's my little rant on that. And on that note, my friends, I'd like to thank you all for coming to the coffee stream today. I hope you had a great time. I'm going to head off and do up my dishes, and then if there's time before my son gets home, I may do a Beat the Blind Girl over on Twitch. So keep an eye out on that. The Twitch link has been added to the link tree. So go over there and follow if you haven't followed already. And thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the Star Trek stream. We're going to be finishing our Sucks Among the Stars discussion. So be sure to catch that. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a fabulous rest of your day and have a great weekend. Bye!